good evening, everyone. We're going to keep an eye on that storm for you. It's going to be cold and windy tonight as that storm passes through. We may see some lingering showers by tomorrow morning, but by tomorrow afternoon, it is going to be dry. The details coming up.
Do all the storm alerts, and for us, we got snow, rain, cold temperatures. It's a mess.
And the winds, Mary Beth, and definitely the winds. All of the above, indeed. If you like the winter weather, well, it's here. You can enjoy it for the next, actually, there's only a few hours left in it, and then it's going to pass by really quickly. We did have a flood advisory much earlier, but that expired around 4 p.m., and that's because of those pictures that you just saw. As we go ahead and take a look at our live look over LAX, woo, look, someone's leaving, yay. Have a safe trip, bye-bye. But look, you can see that the rain here along the airport has actually calmed down, and things are starting to actually quiet down in terms of the weather for much of Santa Barbara and Ventura and Los Angeles County. Look, here's LA County. You can see that it's actually moving. That's the last frame, and this is where the storm is now as that cold front continues to pass through. Right now, it's going to make its way through Orange County, Riverside, and San Bernardino. And don't forget that we are seeing some pretty heavy downpours. Wherever you're seeing the yellow and the orange, that indicates those heavy downpours, strong winds. Luckily, at this point, no reports of hail and no thunderstorms, although there is still a very slight chance that we could see some thunderstorms. The pink and the blue, of course, always indicate the coldest spots, and that's where that rain is turning into snow. A winter weather advisory is going to be in effect until 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. Whether you're in the Inland Empire, that one's going to be with us a little bit longer, and that's because, of course, that frontal system is going to pass a little bit later in your region. We're expecting snow between 4 and 9 inches. Now, keep in mind that if you are on along Highway 33, Lockwood Valley Road, Highway 2, or the I-5 Grapevine, you could see a dusting of snow tonight into tomorrow morning. Along the San Bernardino Mountains, we're also expecting some blowing snow, so be extra careful. We are going to see some pretty strong gusts between 35 and 45 miles per hour, so a little heads up. And you guys, you know, Forest Falls, Big Bear, Fawn Skin, Twin Peaks, Running Springs, you guys are going to be affected by those blowing conditions along the mountains and, of course, the snow. All right, that's what's going on in the weather. I will be back in just a few minutes to give you the 7-day because this is going to move out very quickly. We're going to see a little bit of clearing and then another system. I'll show you when that's going to get here coming up on the 7-day. Guys, back to you. Most part in LA County, it is starting to move out, and you can see we have a live view of the Doppler here. We could see one more little swath make its way through, but this might dissipate before it actually gets into LA County. So there's one last, there's one last possibility of a little bit of rain right here moving. It's moving through Santa Barbara at the moment. Here's Ventura and here's LA County. You can see that the bulk of it now is in Orange County, and it's actually starting to make its way through San Bernardino, Riverside, and of course the snow. Look at that. We are going to see a decent amount of snow. Not too bad because, of course, this is a weak system and it's moving through very fast. But as we go ahead and put the microcast in play, you can see that by tomorrow afternoon at 6 p.m., look at that. Nothing but clear skies. It is going to move through very quickly. By tomorrow morning, we could see maybe a lingering shower or two along the foothills, but that's really about it. Most of us are going to be clear and dry. All right, let's take a look at the overnight low. It's going to be chilly tonight, 39 and Ojai, bundle up. We're looking at most areas in the low 40s and low 50s. 49 for Hollywood, a little bit low, warmer there. 45 in Ontario, the same in Riverside. And of course, in the mountains, look at that, low 20s, and that's why we're seeing some snow there. All right, here's a view of the satellite radar picture. Here's that front right now. Here's where the system is. It's going to work its way through across the area, but then as that exits, this is going to move in. This is a small area of high pressure that's going to make things dry and warm over the next few days. In fact, temperatures by the middle of the week will be back to average, which will be nice, but then we'll see another system roll in just in time for the Thanksgiving holiday, unfortunately. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at that 7-day forecast. Along the Orange County beaches, we're going to see that high build tomorrow. We'll see partly cloudy skies and then mostly clear Tuesday and Wednesday. Temperatures pretty close to average there, and then we'll see another system make its way in for Thanksgiving. Very short, back to average, even in the valleys. 73 on Tuesday, 71 on Wednesday, and then we see that weak storm system make its way through, and then we start to see temperatures start to climb once again as we get around to Friday, 66 degrees, and then by the weekend, look at this, 7 on the southbound side of the 405 as you approach the Wilshire exits. There is some flooding there. In fact, Wilshire is completely closed off, that off-ramp, because of that flooding, and they're expecting to reopen that probably by maybe 9:30 this evening. SIG alert also continues for the westbound side of the 134 right around Orange Grove as you make your way out of Pasadena towards the Eagle Rock area. couple lanes are out of commission there. Luckily, though, at this hour, the volume is pretty light through that stretch, so you're not going to find a big backup, thankfully. And then our last incident takes us to the Orange County area, southbound side of the 57, right around Chapman. That on-ramp as well as the right lane are going to be closed until further notice because of a car that flipped over. At this point, the wheels are still up in the air, and they're probably waiting for a tow truck. And again, that's going to be closed until further notice. They don't know how long it's going to take to clear that out. All right, that's a look at 5 Live traffic in your 7-day forecast. Guys, back to you for now. And as we take a live look outside, look, I feel like I matched the pylons at LAX, which is a total coincidence. Oh, look, they just changed. I love that. It's starting to dry out outside. I'll have one last look at the 7-day forecast and the highs for tomorrow. So we'll be right back with that. Ready?
Come on, give a little look-see. Woo!
Nice.
It's wet outside. I had to wear them. Shh, Jason, if you're watching, I swear I will wear them all the time. That's the boss. All right, let's talk about the high over downtown Los Angeles today. Take a look at that. 16 degrees below the average of 72. And our rainfall, this is awesome. Usually this time of year, we're right about 1.5 inches. We're actually at 2 inches and almost 3/4. That's a lot of rain, which is good news for us because, you know, we're used to always being like drought alert and scared. And so we've had a decent amount of rain so far this year. All right, so here's a Doppler. You can see that the storm is continuing to move out. LA County still in the clear, but we do have the possibility that we may see this last little swath of moisture make its way through. But we're hoping that it actually dries out by the time it gets here because, you know, some people are actually tired of the rain, especially after the flooding this afternoon. We're also seeing some snow along the San Gabriel and the San Bernardino Mountains. Don't forget that there is a winter weather advisory for Santa Barbara, Ventura, LA County Mountains, as well as the Inland Empire Mountains through this evening, 9 or 10. As we go ahead and take a look at the microcast, so here's where that system is right now, and this is what could possibly work its way through. But then as I advance it, look at that. I'm going to move out. By tomorrow morning, we're going to be in the clear, which is great. Highs for tomorrow, going to be a little bit cool. Yes, we are going to see a warming trend start tomorrow because a ridge of high pressure is going to build back up to 65 degrees, which is nice. But take a look at Tuesday and Wednesday, 70 and 72. That's fabulous. Nice, mild weather. But we are going to see a wet Thanksgiving. Luckily, this storm is going to move through very quickly, and it's going to be weaker than what just happened or what we're experiencing right now. So that's at least a little bit of good news, right? And then by Friday, look at that. For your Black Friday shopping, going to be dry, and Thursday, it's going to be a fast mover. It'll be mostly cloudy all day long and gray. With the oven on, that may not be a bad thing because it'll keep the house naturally warm with the oven on and the turkey smell. I'm getting hungry. 63 on Friday and back up to mostly clear skies over the weekend, which will be perfect. All right, that's a look at the 7-day forecast. Guys, back to you.